Welcome back to We Are the Fall. We have a special interrogation, a drummer that you will all know and love, of course, Funky Side.
Funky Sai is a guy that we've had on our list for a while, and it finally came through. The thing with this interview is we were looking forward to it so much, and it definitely paid off with the stories that you'd expect him to be willing to tell. And he's just always trying to share the knowledge of his experiences and also the things that he believes should be appreciated as far as Manchester scene and Manchester venues. And it's just really great to listen to him. We did have to record this via a phone call, and so the audio quality is not up to the very, very high standards of the We Are the Fall podcast. But I think it's worth it in order to have such a great and gracious guest as Simon Wolstencroft.
Listening to Cy tell his stories, and I mean, again, just his appreciation and love for Mark. He just kind of keeps coming through with the members of the band that really loved him and want to show his true legacy and the kind of true kind gentleman that he was for the most part, even if the rumors aren't all true about him. His rough persona seems more of an act than it was his general demeanor.
Yeah, it was good to see some guy. I mean, to hear from the guy in the band that was driving him around on a daily basis and like a true buddy and their experiences together, which is like you really feel the love of that was within the kind of the collaboration, the creative collaboration, that underlined it. So you guys we hope you enjoy our chat with Funky Cy Wolstencroft.
Oh, this is that.
Hey, Cy, it's Gavin.
Oh, hey, Gavin, how are you?
Hey, good. How's it going? Let me get Steve on here real quick.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, okay, we got everyone on here. How's it?
Okay.
How's your day going, Cy?
Yeah, it's going pretty good so far. Just been listening to the new House of All backing tracks.
Oh, that's excellent.
We did it about a week ago now. Sounding really good. Martin's got to come up with the lyrics, of course, now. But it's never caused any problems before. So, yeah, I'm pleased with what we did in 3 days on an EP.
Did you guys take the same approach as the last albums where you just went in without any preconceived notions and got after it? Was that the same approach you took this time?
Pretty much. We had one rehearsal. There was a couple of ideas just knocked about, only for an hour or so. And that was it there, making sure all the equipment works, and off we go. Totally blind, with the 3 drum kits set up, Carl, Paul and myself, and taking turns like a tag team, 2 at a time kind of thing. Although Carl did play some percussive bits, over 2 or 3 of us left while we and Paul were playing.
Oh.
Yeah. It's kind of, sometimes it's quite hard to differentiate who played what. But Paul knows who played what. And Carl, actually. It's great working with Carl again. He's a funny guy. He's kind of disappeared off the drumming scene for 30 odd years.
Right.
And he went to work and, did well, and he's retired now. He's stopped all the drinking and everything. And he's still really, really funny. It's great to have him on board. Again,
Did you have a deja vu experience when you saw Carl come back into the fray and sitting behind a drum kit, like in your book?
Well, I was kind of a bit miffed at first how it was going to work. But he played on about 4 tracks on the last LP, all solos.
Right.
And what I decided, because I didn't want to keep getting off when we're sharing the drumming duties. We're doing 2 at a time because the venues aren't big enough to have 3 drum kits. So on the last tour, I was playing all the songs part of the last 2, and I completely leave the stage and let Paul and Carl do the last two numbers. And then the two before that, it was just me and Carl, and both, went off the stage. When it comes to the next tour in the spring of 2026, I don't know how that's going to work. Because the venues are the same size, you see.
Yeah.
So there'll only be two drum kits. I mean, even with the two drum kits, it's a bit very small stages. So I don't know how we're going to divvy up the songs, who plays, who's on the drums, which songs. So we want to do the whole album, most of it anyway, next year, 2026.
Yeah, but we wanted to ask you about touring with the House of All. How is it different touring with those guys now than back with in the fall era?
Well, it's not kind of a flying by the seat of your pants as much every day. Not having Mark there. Martin's very diplomatic. I like his style a lot. I'm in the studio too. But it's been very, very fair to us all. Made sure we all get, paid at the end of the tour and everything else. And, the merch, we get a cut of the merch each. So it's a nice little thing, really, that we're all doing that. I'm 62 now. I'm not the youngest, though. Well, being Paul, about 62. So, we're just lucky to be still doing it, really. Whether it's not just a hobby, doing covers in Oasis covers in a bar in Manchester. I hate that. I've never wanted to be in a covers band. Although, if I had to do it, it would be the Ramones. And many years ago, we did start on a Ramones tribute band with a singer, the son of a TV presenter from Manchester. He was on TV on the nightly news. But he lost his bottle, but that sounded great. It was very easy to do the Ramones. So if I had to do it, that's the band I'd choose.
Yeah, were you singing any of the songs, or were you just playing the drums?
I was just playing the drums and the bass player, and Tristan basically he played guitar and sang. There's just a three-piece. We never did any gigs. He lost his bottle at the last minute.
Yeah.
So, it's great to be working with the band. We all go to bed at 10 o'clock now, in a little top by a roundabout in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Sometimes being Martin and I stay up for a little bit of a drink, but I've got to be careful now from now on, because I had a bit of an operation, big operation, back in May. I'm all right now. It was to do with an aneurysm on my aorta.
Oh.
So I've got to cool it down, because we do still drink all of us. Or some more than others. Carl doesn't.
Do you still ride your bike a lot? Because I heard you're a big bike rider.
Yes, I have been. I've been off. I've not been allowed to drive, you see.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to earn a cost doing deliveries, long distance in England. And I wasn't allowed to drive, so I've been on the push bike in Old Trafford here where I live. And we've had quite a bit of sun, and I really enjoyed it, bike riding. So trying to do my best to get back to full fitness. But I'm nearly there.
And Steve and I were wondering if you guys in the House of All have, or even in the fall, did you guys have any pre-show rituals that you guys did, or like routines that got you in the mood to go on stage?
Basically, keep out of Martin Smith's way. In a separate dressing room, because you never knew what you get with Mark. But sometimes it was unavoidable. We were all in the same dressing room. We did have an after gig tradition. Craig Scanlon and Steve and I, we always got a bottle of vodka on the rider, and we'd take it back to the hotel afterwards, and we'd open the bottle, and Craig would divvy it out, and he'd take a sip and he'd go, shoot the lot. Just swallow the director of Vulture. That was just the start of the night, we might go out then. Not too many traditions, really. No, obviously, I never drink before I go play. Because I start playing the wrong songs, you know what I mean? But apart from that, that's it, really.
Is it true that Grant Chobis has been doing the sound for you guys?
Yes, he's been doing them all. Bar one or two when he wasn't available, because he works for Billy Bragg too, which is, probably gets paying more money with him. But yeah, it's been great having him along, Grant. He's a funny guy. I've known him a long time. Even before the fall, I knew Grant when he was, working with the Smiths, of course, back in the, early 80s. I didn't join the fall till 86, as you probably know.
Yeah.
So, he's a lovely lad. Yeah, it's nice to see him again.
That's great. Who was anyone helping to produce the new House of All record that you just wrapped up?
A resident sound engineer.
Okay.
At Hope Mill Studios. Hope Mill Studios is an Ancoats. It's called, very trendy around there now in Manchester, called the Northern Quarter. It's an old mill building. It's 200 years old, Hope Mill Studios. It's Hope Mill. We've done all 4 albums in there, and we always use Tom Williams at the soundboard, and he records everything we do as we go along in the day, which takes quite a bit of editing. The tracks that I listen to will need editing, whether it's drums or whatever it is. So it's must be quite difficult because we've got 3 drum kits playing, at the same time. Everybody's in the same room. It's all live. And so, it does very, very well to separate the sounds. As we're doing it live all in the same room, 6 of us. Yeah, Pete Greenway came back to play again. He doesn't do the touring. I think it's health reasons. So Phil, hold on a second. No, sorry, Phil, if you're listening. He comes on the road and plays guitar with House of All. Whereas Pete, he doesn't do it. That's his choice, but he did some great guitar stuff again. So it's nice to see him. Pete Greenway. Did I call him Pete Greenway?
Yeah, no, we got it.
Okay.
I'm wondering if you and Paul and Carl ever talk or discuss what your approach is going to be to the drum sound for a given track before you. It didn't seem like you did that too much in the fall either. You kind of just went for it. But I'm wondering if you guys ever discuss who can use their own stylistic approach the best for a given song.
Yes, absolutely. We come for 3 of us. And whether it's me and Paul or me and Carl, we've got to decide. The trickiest part is the bass drum pattern, really. Because if we're doing different bass drum patterns, it's flamming all over the place. I'm on the record in my book was saying I didn't like what kids could tell first time. But then he was doing just percussion at first. He had timbales and a floor tom and a cymbal and a cowbell, and it was just me on the proper drum kit, and I thought it really worked. But as the touring went on with Carl, when he came back in the early 90s, he's getting more and more stuff, including a bass drum. And so there was kind of a pushing and pulling and fighting about which sort of bass drum pattern was going to be used. So I think that was the most important thing this time. And with Paul, I was mostly doing the bass drum patterns, the snare, and it was, as of last time, Paul was doing the fills on the rack toms and the floor toms, in between. Sometimes he played the same thing as me, whereas Carl's more, free form. But we had to come to this agreement. Who's doing the bass drum pattern here? What's it going to be? And then it's a lot easier to see what I mean.
Now is that similar to when you guys were in the fall? What did you guys approach it that kind of like diplomatically?
It's more diplomatic now, but with Carl, again, we were kind of pushing and pulling, and we weren't conferring. But Carl's very good, breaking down the rhythm, where the snare's going, what hi-hat pattern's going to be between the two of us, and kind of work it like that. And we did a great track there last week. We're on the EP. I can't really tell you what it is, so I might get in trouble. That's Martin. But it worked, really, it's the best track that me and Carl worked on together. Which is really encouraging. That'll be on the EP.
Oh, we look forward to hearing that one for sure. When you first joined the Fall, did you have any transition period in like the way you played to get into that hyper repetition mindset? From a funk background or any other of the music that you're enjoying is so different than the Fall. Did you have any transition period where you had to kind of reset or recalibrate?
When it was in the Fall, when it first started.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I was just keeping it really, really simple. It was Mark famous to say, we don't want any rolls. James Brown used to find his drummers for doing rolls. So I just keep it really simple. And I've always done that. I'm not technically the greatest drummer in the world myself, but I just keep it simple, and I think that's the main thing. And the people are confident that it's not going to speed up or slow down. And we have been using a click track, which has been my request, because it's just with the three drums, it's got to be in time, otherwise it's going to be all over the place.
Oh yeah.
But we weren't allowed to use a click track with Mark, you see, that's all. Turn that click track off, because you'd always hear it's coming out through somebody else's cans in the studio. But obviously, because we only had 3 days to do it, it's much, much quicker if it's all in time and everybody's on the same page, so to speak. So, it's worked again, for us.
So, yeah, Steve and I are always so appreciative of your drum playing along with, the machines, any type of machines, because it just fits together. There's still a human groove to it. That goes along with the electronic music. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I love playing with a click track and drum machines. You can do so much more stuff, editing it later on. And people might think, oh, that's cheating, But that's the way it's going to go, and otherwise it's going to be all super messy. Three drummers going on top. So it was my choice to do that, and I'm glad I said that's what I want. But Martin, as I say, is very, very good at listening to people in the band and what they require, and he goes along with it. So that's great.
Did Mark ever give you any direction on the drums besides no rolls? Did he? I mean, was he?
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. We had a song like A Lot of Wind, which is basically punch, punch, punch. And I had a hi-hat in it. I said, no, we don't want the hi-hat in it, Oh, yeah, he'd tell you if you didn't like something. But most of the time, it was good. But I think we did have more practice and rehearsals and, in between recording out, a full album back in the day. But this time, it's totally going around. Blind, and see what we come up with. And people got, I had a couple of drum beats that I wanted to do this time, and so I just start playing that, and people just join in, and basically it all come together after about 3 takes, which is great. That's how it should be. We've been doing it a long time, all of us. That's how we used to do it in the old days. In the studios in America. We'd like to go to America, of course, if you don't like what they would. But nobody's come forward yet and offered us a gig over there. Don't know anybody, do you, Kevin?
Yeah. We were just listening to you guys. You did a Mark Riley session last year, I believe.
Yes.
That was, and it was so good. But it also brings to mind, how the band performs in a situation like that, in an environment like the Peel sessions too, as well. Is there a different dynamic for the band when you go into one of those radio recording sessions? Because it seems to always turn out great.
Yeah, they have done. I think they've done 3 now. Well, one for each album. Yeah, I mean, when that red light goes on, or Mark Riley introduces the next song, it's do or die. Even more so. And so you've got to get it right. And yeah, we really enjoy it. Carl doesn't want to do that because he doesn't pay. I don't think he wants to pay for the BBC license. So he kind of refuses to go there, which is, that's his opinion. There's some good stuff on the BBC, despite all the criticism. But no, we find it really exciting. It's a really nice time, and it's dead relaxed before, and then it's all systems go, and off we go. So yeah. Yeah, I used to like doing the Peel sessions with the Fall, of course, down at Maida Vale in London. The only thing was, because the fee was so small, Mark wouldn't have any roads. So we had to push all the cases like miles down these corridors at Maida Vale, and of course, we'd set up and everything, and we'd start sounding good. Mark would be in the pub. I'll be back in a couple of hours, lads, And I'd come back and he'd just go, that's rubbish, that. Start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And, just rubbish what our efforts that we've done. And then, of course, we do the session again. It's do or die when that red lamp comes up. And then we pack away and we push all the flight cases back. Poor me.
Did doing that long drive before a Peel session have any effect on the band? It seems like you got to wake up early, get there, set up.
Yeah, it's not too bad. No, it's not. It wasn't that. It was just like the whole day, sort of non-stop.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
We were there till probably 11 o'clock. I think we probably had to clock off then. But we were there at 10 in the morning, so it's a full day. Plus we've got to get home and we've got to eat and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that was exciting too. And some of the things we did there, I really enjoyed. I particularly like the version of Kindle that we did on the Peel session. I love that song.
Yeah, that's a great song.
We did a good cover of it.
Yeah, that's a great one. There,
I love that.
What was it must have been so fun for you to go to record the Friends experiment at the Abbey Road Studios. What was that experience like?
Yes, well, brilliant. It was a tick from my wish list. Probably I'm not the only one in the band. Just a great vibe studio. The Beatles have been there. It definitely it's got a vibe. I've been there since 2 or 3 times. It's still got that magical atmosphere in that big number 2 studio. It was brilliant. Duran Duran came to have a look at us. You could see the control rooms up a flight of stairs, looking over the big room there. And we all walked in. And I don't think Mark was very happy about it. But I think Duran Duran was going to look at the studio, the control room. And kind of, we had to we didn't down tools while we were doing it. But I think Mark, and quite rightly, probably thought, how dare you come into our session? To have a look, see if you want to hide, coming in record your new album. But yeah, brilliant. The first one we did was Dead Sinister. We went there, and the first song we recorded at Abbey Road was Realm of Dusk off Dead Sinister.
Oh.
And I thought, we started doing that tom-tom roll, do it like the Safari sound and wipe out, Blanc Up. and started playing that. And I just thought, wow, I'm up and running here. I've given up my training chef's position to join the band.
Yeah.
And I thought, finally, it was like a dream come true.
Yeah. I mean, that's so cool. It's funny to hear that Realm of Dusk was recorded there, because it has such a dark tone. It has a dark.
Yes.
I just don't associate it with the Abbey Road brightness, but that's interesting for my ear now. So you pick that up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that song. I love it.
Yeah.
So we used to play it live sometimes, but we kind of dropped it after a bit. Back in the day, in the 80s. But Friends Experiment wasn't exactly with that album as it was with Fun Sinister, really. It was, like Brandon Metz, I thought was very good. And I think Victoria, the cover, was on that one, so I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Well, we did that one at the Manor, which is Richard Branson's studio in Oxfordshire, residential, a big old mansion with a swimming pool, over 2 or 3 weeks. This is what I mean. Back in those days, we're getting 3 weeks, now we get 3 days with House of All. But I think it probably makes us, to get into the groove. We have to be a waste of money, It costs a lot of money, this place as well. I hope no, but it's worth it. It's a very good studio.
Yeah, well, going back to the set list and why Steve and I are always curious, like why songs kind of got played live and then dropped off. Was it all just up to Mark, or was there some reason, like you guys got new songs that you wanted to work on live and perform? Was there any thought behind that, or was it just like every show you don't know what set list is going to pop up?
Most of the time the set remained the same. On any given tour, he might move a couple of things about, and he would ask us, Steve Hanley in particular, what he thought about doing this or that song, which was an old, very early 80s fall one before my time. So I'd have to learn that song quite quickly, because we'd be performing it that night, after the sound check. It was up to Mark completely. What he did say, he might have been, but I really loved him, especially at first. I owe everything to Mark, really. The reason I'm still playing today, so I owe him that.
Yeah.
He was a funny guy, and I do always think about him, Mark. Especially when I go up to Presswoods. Incidentally, we met at Presswoods, didn't we? We ever met? Did we meet?
No, I haven't been there.
You never met me before?
No, not yet. We want to go on the tour.
Get going around.
We got to go. We got to go on the tour, and then we got to go see. I heard you guys have over there fall cover band nights. We got to go see that. I mean, that's after the House of All gig, of course.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Which cover band is it?
I don't know. We were talking.
The Fallen Women.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's one. Yeah, there's that one, and then there's one. I think it's called the Look Back Boars.
Oh, the Look Back Boars. Yes.
Yeah.
They asked me to fill in the drum seat, actually.
Oh, really?
Too busy. Yeah, too busy.
I don't think the price is high enough for you to sit down.
That's not no. No, it's just some of those old fall songs. I'd have to learn them and everything. There won't be much money in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It takes time. I'd want to practice them before.
Yeah.
And all the rest of it. Yeah, but no, I'm too busy doing this. And I've done another album, play drums on, with the band called Wolstencroft as well. It's coming out in October. It's a completely different thing to House of All before.
That sounds
it's
great.
It's a bit like Patsy Smith, I would say.
Oh, wow.
It's a girl from Stockport, Lucy. So I've been doing that on and off. Well, we recorded it last year, actually. It's finally coming out in October 12th. We was together.
Oh, that's great. We'll be looking forward to that as well. Sai, you
still get played.
Yeah.
You still get played on Six Music. I know that, even though I don't listen to it myself.
Yeah, you guys are
I
on.
do like Craig Charles.
Sai, you've worked with so many great producers. I'm wondering, what does it take, or what type of temperament or skill set do you need to be a good producer for the fall?
Wow. I think for the fall, you'd have to be able to manage Mark, which is what I was quite good at doing, I think. We were friends, but that most importantly is what Mark's thinking. He didn't want session guys and playing on the record. He wanted plumbers and brickies, and that's what he preferred. So I think that was the most important thing for a producer. Craig Leon, he was very good. John Lackey, of course. He did well the dust, didn't he? Although I think it was mastered, that track, off a cassette, the realistic dictaphone that Mark always had. He always had a dictaphone, he always had a loud hailer, the realistic one. He used to buy the gold coloured one with a black hand.
Yeah.
But you have to know Mark really first. But I just basically don't try and get Mark to sing before he went to the pub while I'm coming back, drunk and slurring his words.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was important too.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're wasting a lot of money. Even though we weren't paying for it. Well, I guess we were. The Ripple Company were paying to the big studios.
Yeah, it always felt like a delicate balance for him, where some of the songs maybe were improved a little bit with slurring, but then some of them were definitely brought down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I prefer it if it wasn't slurring, if it's not slurred. That's my opinion, but I wasn't the producer. But if I could get it, so it didn't sound wrong, that's what I would have asked. But the producers, I don't know. Why do you think it sounded good sometimes when he was slurring?
Yeah.
I think people find it hard to understand the lyric, I suppose.
Yeah.
How slurred it was.
Yeah.
Unless you're an actual big fan of the band. But, I wanted it to be as professional as possible, but Mark used to say, "You're not in the Smiths," to turn them down. He used to take the mickey out of me because they're all from South Manchester, you see.
Yeah.
He was North Manchester. That's what he used to say about that.
Were you allowed to be a Fall fan and a Smiths fan? Was that allowed in Manchester, or do you have to pick a team, club?
Oh, absolutely. And still to this day, there's people that were both into the Smiths in the Fall. Not just people I know personally, but absolutely you could be a fan. But you couldn't be a fan if you were in the Fall. You couldn't be a fan of the Smiths or the Stone Roses. That was another one.
Yep. It sounded like, Sai, that your main job in the Fall was, drummer first, but it sounded like your second job was driver. So can you tell us about some experiences, driving Mark around, or like going on some errands with him that might have been fun for both of you?
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed, as the called party is busy.
It says it's busy when I try to call him. Let me try it. Hang on.
Hey, you guys, you trying another line?
Yeah, we got you.
That seems okay. Yes, that's okay.
Okay, you got us.
What were you saying about driving around with Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he loved it because I had a BMW 3 Series, and Idi Amin. He seemed fascinated by getting in with a bar said the 3 seconds of Idi Amin. I thought, didn't go there fruits. But yeah, I used to go and get the checks for the band, the salary every month. We were in South Manchester, the drive, and it's only a 20-minute drive across town. And collect the checks, and we'd go out driving, to town or the pub. Yeah, it was good, and sometimes we drive to London together. I remember driving into, where was it now? Brighton, when he was, after the last album, Levitate, that I played on, a single came out with Simon Spence and the other guy, the sound guy. And we did a gig there, and we drove back and we saw Dickie, what's he called? The film actor, Dickie, from the 60s. I can't remember his name, in a Rolls Royce with a young girl in the back, driving down the M1. Yeah, they were all over. I drove him up to Scotland, of course, when Mark and Brick separated in 1989, 1990 in the old BMW. Took all, what luggage he had. He didn't have much luggage. And he went to a lovely flat there in Edinburgh, which was nice. He put me up in the Hilton Hotel because he had a girl that he met from a record label and come up on the train separately. So I didn't want to be Pillsbury, and he put me up there, which was nice of him. Very generous, man. It really was.
Yeah.
Always the first to get his hand in his pocket at the bar, always. And I meet people all the time to this day and say, I met him once. And I said, what would you like? And they always say, it's really nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's really nice,
Yeah.
It's just nice to know, I think.
Yeah.
Where else did we drive to? Yeah, we didn't drive to gigs, apart from that one. That wasn't the Fall or the one in Brighton. Forgot the name. Simon Spence. With all the songs, we played it on the beach, in a club. We tried to studios together, in Oxfordshire or wherever it may be. People stopping in a, country pub in Oxford. Freaking out the landlord over a little village. It was fun. It was fun to drive around with them. But we didn't like driving, of course. We told that the police would be able to follow him around. It's partly running. So you like the idea of being chauffeured around, but I didn't mind. He paid me a retainer. I wasn't doing anything in the day.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's a really funny guy, Mark.
Yeah.
And for those first 6 years, I really got on with him well.
It sounded like it was good training for your next job too, right? Get you ready.
Probably this, yeah. I was a chauffeur very briefly. After I worked with Ian Breckham, I did a bit of chauffeuring, for his company out in Chester near here. I got sacked. I took the cast of a soap opera on TV to a club in Leeds, and I waited outside where we were all in Brighton. Drove them up, got invited in the house, and broke the cardinal rule, I had a drink. Someone took the limousine back. So I did a bit of chauffeuring after that. But yeah, I'm always on the road now, to earn a crust in between engagements.
Yeah.
So I love it. Just, potter around, listening to music, nobody bothering you. Can't beat it, really.
Yeah. Can we ask you about the Hey Luciani play? And we were wondering, did you have to do much research for your part as that corrupt cardinal? Did you have to do any method acting or background on that character?
Not me personally, but Mark will have done. Basically just gave me the lines, there weren't that many lines that I had. And according to Steve Hanley, we were all very wooden with the delivery on stage, but I was nervous. But I had Lee Bowery, God rest his soul, who was with me, and I was talking to him and he was talking to me. I played a court cardinal, I don't know if you know, with a skull cap on and a crucifix and a long robes. Really enjoyed it doing that. And then the ballet. I mean, how many bands get to do that?
Yeah,
a ballet,
exactly.
And a play, and go around touring, doing concerts. Not many. Can't think of any. In fact, immediately.
Yeah. we want to ask you about the you were a big part of the fall when they had you guys on the cover of the albums. Like, do you remember those photo shoots or even the music videos? If you have any fond memories of that?
The Blackpool one for Hit the North, yes, that was good fun.
Yeah.
It's only up the road, and we would have driven down ourselves, probably took Mark to that, to the theme park, and to Yates's wine lodge, and that was really fun. I took my first wife, she's in the video in one of the cars, sat next to me on the Big Dipper.
Yeah.
Which comes down at the end, and that's her, Amanda. The Victoria one was pretty good as well, because it was in a Victorian stairwell going down to a tunnel that goes under the River Thames at Rotherhithe. It was all ironwork, green, beautiful, cast iron, lovely design banister going down, that was fun. That was quite a good budget for that one, as I remember it, for Victoria. Free Range, the song that I co-wrote. I'm hoping one of these Netflix people will use it. Somehow, there's a lot of fall stuff appearing. It's on Guyana, the documentary on Netflix, they use Deadbeat Descendant. I played drums on it. Did I write it? No. The latest one was Hit the North was on this thing called Mixtape, about these young kids, set in Sheffield, not Manchester, but we played Hit the North. Again, I was involved with that, but I didn't match it. We're hoping they're going to pick up Free Range, but the video for Free Range, that was okay. It was a bit cold because we're driving around on the back of a truck, a trailer in an army vehicle where I was driving. The band were all in the back. I think Markle would have been in the front with me. Driving around the city of London for hours and hours, freezing. So I didn't really enjoy that one. I can't really remember anymore what we did.
Well, do you remember this one?
Ghost in My House.
Yeah, it goes to
Ghost in My House was good one.
Yeah.
We did that at the pub, literally right in the corner at the Woodthorpe pub in Prestwich. And it was great because we were just sort of drinking, and it wasn't far from home, and it wasn't a big budget one. So that was good. Mark loved the Woodthorpe pub. We always went by, when I went to get the checks every month. We'd go for a pint, and they had a landlord called Fred who hated everybody, all the customers who hated the customers. And Mark loved this. And we used to sit there on these plastic banquettes and watch people come in and watch Fred dish out abuse. There's a customer that come in, asking for a glass of wine and something sophisticated like that. He loved it, man. That was Fred. Like Fred G out of Coronation Street. He was another barman. He was horrible. He was truthers. So, I can't remember anymore, but we did. Videos-wise.
Oh, yeah. Well, Steve and I got sent one by some Fall fans that is the Shift Work in Holidays VHS, I think. And we were watching it. It's really great, but I think they're very rare videos of you guys. And I think it's So what about it? I think you guys are walking in the forest, in the woods, and then the mixer. You guys are on a boat. Do you remember that at all? That you're on a boat on the
mixer.
Yeah,
I do remember the mixer on the boat. I love that actually. I love that song.
Yeah.
The other one. What was the other song you mentioned?
So what about?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. Is it on YouTube?
No, it's not. But we'll send you the video so you can watch it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So
I think I had quite a big part in that writing. So what's about it?
Yeah.
We recorded it at FON Studios in Sheffield. And it was used once on a single World of Sport on a Saturday morning.
Huh.
It was showing clips of football, and they played it, and I tried to find the footage, but I can't. They would have probably thrown it out. It would have been taped then.
Yeah.
Because that was about 1990, I think. I'd love to see the video, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we'll definitely send it.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, well, you'll enjoy it. It's really good. We were even surprised ourselves that we haven't seen any of these, and they're really good. I mean, it looks like you guys did them all in a day, but they look like really fun.
Yeah, most of them were, apart from Victoria, I think.
Yeah.
That was the only one that we might have done 2 or 3 days because of all costumes and everything else.
Huh.
So it kind of went on a bit longer. But I enjoyed, doing them. Something to do, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we had the pleasure of talking to Dave Bush, which was so fun. Do you have any stories about hanging out with Dave?
Yeah. Well, Dave Bush, I heard him on another podcast. It might have been Old Brother podcast, talking to Steve and Paul about this footage he's got of the US tour that we went on in 91.
Yeah.
And he said it was having difficulties transferring it, or it didn't have the right cable or something.
Yeah.
But a lot of footage, backstage of the band then, I would really, really love to see that. And let's get on to him again, Dave Bush. And I'll see if you can found that lead in it.
Yeah.
It's a converter. It's a digital, a lot of it.
You might have to take a trip to Spain.
We got on really good. When Dave was in the band, he was the one who introduced clip tracks, actually. I was going on before. I prefer to have a clip track. It's a bit of a safety blanket for me. Although we never had to use it until Dave Bush, in the studio. But we kind of disguise it so Mark wouldn't find out. But we would. He'd always find out if we were using a clip track. And that was Dave Bush, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame, really. It didn't last longer because probably I would have stayed longer in the band had Dave been around, for 2 or 3 more years. So, yeah, it's a shame. He's in Spain now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He seems to be enjoying himself down there.
Yeah, he does. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We were playing, and I like Spain.
Yeah.
He's got an Airbnb thing up. Yeah, I'll have to go and see him actually one time. In Spain.
Yeah.
I was in New York the other week, but I didn't have time to go and get to the mainland and see him. But I will go see him again for sure.
Yeah. He's a nice guy. Do you have any fond memories of playing in America or favorite places in America that you played?
Yes. First time I went, played the Ritz in New York City.
Yeah.
Was Times Square, and I do remember when we were going on and we walked on stage, we got on the drums, a guy, an American guy in the audience, "Where's Carl Burns at?" Because I just taken over, you see, like, since I thought, oh no. But I just carried on with it, So that was a fun memory, believe it or not. I liked it when we went to San Francisco when I went for the first time. We played at the IB with Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. We did 2 or 3 gigs, with Nick Cave, which I thought was great. It was so exciting, and sort of finally made it, in America on the West Coast. And I bumped into Nick, a couple of years after that in Australia, walking around King's Cross in Sydney. And there he was walking down the street, and he went, sorry. He was cool. I like Nick. I think Mark liked Nick Cave too, a lot.
Yeah.
And Kid Congo Powers sat on a plane with him, I remember, one time.
Oh.
I like Kid Congo. He's a great guitarist, musician as well.
Yeah. Very unique guitarist. Very unique.
Yeah, yes. Oh, yeah, yes. I'm so, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a new outfit now. I forgot the name of it, but very interesting stuff. It really is.
Yeah.
And where else did we go? LA, we were in LA. I'm saying it was not the Marriott. what's the famous hotel on Sunset Strip? Hyatt on Sunset. That's, we were staying there, and Oasis, who have been, come back reformed over in American Army, they basically just picked out the drummer on Norwood, and I got on the list with Stephen Craig and possibly Dave Bush and Boner, the guitarist, was in there. And said, come on, you're coming to the bar, I said, oh, all right, we will do. We were going to go out, for something to eat. And Noel was there and said, you don't want to play drums, do you, Si? Because I've known Noel since he was a roadie for a band called the Inspiral Carpets, because he had the same office space in Manchester. That's another story, New Mount Street, it was called. We had it before, had an office there with a phone in, and a leather Chesterfield, and a little table and chair. And Mark used to make us do a shift, basically. But don't forget one of the trainees. So we didn't mind going in one day a week, but whenever I went there, I just take a duvet and pillows and just go to sleep. Nobody ever rang. The fax machine never went. But you like to have this idea of a cottage industry, Mark, and everybody, the family all chip in, which is nice, it's charming.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What do you still use your any of your culinary skills, your cooking skills that you picked up, or just for the wife? Just for the wife?
The wife does it now. It's very good. There's that much clutter in the kitchen. I need a whole clear space, to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not prepared. I'll let her do it now. No. I do like eating. The weight's sort of going up gradually. Need to put a check on that, especially before I go on the road again. But putting out the booze, not completely, but there never was a big boozer anyway.
Yeah.
And neither all the band, Mark likes to drink, I do. Steve likes to drink. We're not excessive, So that's our only poison, really, now as a band.
Yeah.
Because we're all used to going to bed at 10 and getting up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, Si, we've been very, very appreciative that you're spending some time with us. I guess the last thing we want to...
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's so great it's so great to hear from you. Well, the last thing we wanted to ask you is if there's like one thing you can think back on that maybe Mark gave you advice or kind of perspective that maybe has helped you in your creative life as you move forward.
Just Mark would know how to read somebody. Just going in a hotel lobby and checking into a hotel, the way he used to hold himself, very positive and, official. I've learned that off him, really,
No, that's
just
that's
the way he
good.
holds himself. It's a great thing. Like I said, I know everything to that, really. I really do. I still won't be drilling today without him. That's for sure. So, thanks for that, Mark.
Yeah. Thanks again, Si. We look forward we look forward to hearing the new House of All album. It's been, we've heard some rumors, and now we're looking forward to hearing the final thing. And
me too.
Yeah.
We're out in April 2026.
Yeah.
With an EP. If you buy it on Bandcamp, the album, so you get the EP free. So.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Marketing idea. Tiny Global. I like that. She's American. John Anderson. Hi, John, if you're listening.
That's great.
Hey, guys, thanks so much.
Yeah, cheers, Si. Have a good night.
You take care, both of you.
Take care.
Hope to meet you over there. See you.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we're on our tour of Presswich.
Yes, please. Let me know. I'd love to meet you.
All right. Yeah.
See you guys.
See you, Si. Cheers.
Bye.